Live on that one. Live on that one.
First, it was that. Yes. My car would not go up. Like, it's like a little more.
How was it? Filling? I made that sucker big and you set it off to the side. Yeah, boy. Not gonna eat any more of it? No. No? My coffee cup back.
And then it's like closer to the ground too. It doesn't have less. So it's close.
I got all on the last night. Right, we'll let a few folks get signed on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kristen and Robert and Tara and Brian and Samuel. Good morning, Leela. Who else we have? Javon, what's up? Good morning. Kelly, Willie, good morning. Who we have over here on this side? What we got going on? Linda Marie, good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning. We'll see what's going on here. Got the world treating everybody really good over there. Everybody's eating some breakfast burritos, enjoying themselves. You guys want to see what's shaking over here? Breakfast burritos going on. We got the arcades rocking and rolling in there for anybody that wants to come. But one thing you're missing out on is the prize table over here. You know, those envelopes have special things in them, man. It's, cold, hard cash in those envelopes. So you guys see those envelopes over there on the table? A little gift. That's what we like to do. So next time, second Saturday in February and March, I was planning on being here live in person because we've got some special things going on. So let's see, while we're waiting to get started over here and everybody that's online here, we have, if you haven't filled out your sexual harassment thing, if you haven't received it through your email, check in your spam box. It comes from Get Hired. It doesn't come from Leanne or Brittany. It comes from Get Hired. So check your spam box for Get Hired and you can fill it out digitally. You can read through the packet. You know, if you want a good read at the end of the night, that packet's good for you. What's up? Good morning, LaShonda. Good morning, Leanne. Birthday girl. All right. We got Angie there. Good morning, Sam. How you doing? Oh, look at this baby. Come here, Murphy. Come here, you got a haircut and I love it.
He's like, what's going on?
You got a haircut and I love it. You're not used to seeing this many people here, are you? Got a Fu Manchu, man. I love it, man. I love that beard. All right. 2 minutes. We're going to get fired up here. 2 minutes. I'm so grateful that everybody took some time to share this morning with us. So you can eat it. Are you done with it? Good morning. Good morning. Miss Rhonda, good morning. Good morning, Frank. Good morning. Sorry, chewed my banana off the camera. That's the one thing I forgot to get is some juice drink this morning.
I've got my mom do it. I'm like, oh, good morning, caffeine.
No, I don't have the hand-eye coordination for that stuff anymore. You know, I can't do it. All right, it is time to get fired up. 10:15 sharp. You guys signing in online. You guys are missing a delicious breakfast spread that we have going on there. But thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you guys, everybody in the room, for showing up. I'll tell you what, when it's dreary outside and it's cozy in your bed, it's easy to not wake up and make that deposit into your excellence. So I'm honored to have you guys here. Just thank you guys. Should be very proud of yourselves for making that deposit, putting the energy in to being your best. So thank you for coming in here. It really does mean the world to me and to the company for being around like-minded folks. So thank you guys very much. Let's open up with a quick prayer. Father God, you are absolutely amazing. Even in the rain and the dreary weather, we know that you are with us, God, because you are nourishing our earth and our minds and our souls, God. We just ask that you protect the Clean Impact team and our families so we can go out and serve our community and keep people healthy and safe. God, you are amazing. Please protect us, especially with flus and stuff going around. God, we just ask that you put your healing hand on those of us that have been sick and get us well again so we can continue to be our best. Father God, we just ask for all this and your grace and your son's Jesus' great name. Amen. Whew. Hard to stutter during a prayer, but man, it's hard. Sometimes when you're just locked up in it, you just love it so much. So today we're going to be a little more tactical in our conversation today, because I know sometimes our videos, we're getting a little redundant. We talk about being our best and making deposits into excellence, but that is an extremely important part of being in your pursuit of trying to be your best version of yourself. And, and a lot of times it brings anxiety because everybody's like, well, man, everybody else must have this thing figured out. I must be broken because I still feel like I'm still trying to catch up and I'm still trying to do it. Hello, Miss Rhonda, how you doing today? So everybody feels like they're trying to get caught up, or looking at these guys, looking on Facebook or look on Instagram, how perfect their life seems and how great everything is. Man, that ain't nothing but a falsehood. Ain't nothing but a falsehood. Nobody's got this life figured out. But if all you need to remember is if you continue to put in your forefront little exercises, little practices that you can do to make yourself your best, it's going to have you show up as your best version. And we always talk about what you're looking for, you're going to find. And that's what I'm saying. The biggest thing I want you guys to take away today, and what I'm still learning every day, is if you're looking for it, you're going to find it. If I'm looking for problems and everything's going wrong and this is just going bad, everything you see is going to go bad. Every conversation you have is like, ooh, man, you see that snooty attitude she had? That wasn't a snooty attitude. That was your perception of what's going on because you're already looking for bad things. So you're going to find it everywhere you go. So what do we talk about looking for instead? Solutions. Focus our energy on solutions. Thoughts are like magnets. You're going to attract to you what you're thinking about, what you're in your constitution, what you want, you're going to attract to you. So if you're looking for problems, that's all you're going to see. But solutions is where we need to put 90% of our energy at, because that's what helps change the life. That's what helps change the world. But most importantly, it makes you feel like you're accomplished. You found an issue. You found a solution to it. Now at the end of it, you can be proud of the fact that you came up with that. So I think what we're going to do now is every month we're going to have a topic that we're going to go through. And instead of the videos being just like random all over, just me talking about everything that's on my brain, which is it's wild because that's what's going on in my head all the time. We're going to get a little more focused on what we're talking about. I know Mike does an amazing job on his Friday videos, and Mike is an amazing guy, and he's got a great perspective on things. I'm honored to have him make those videos too. But on the Tuesday videos where we're putting something out, it's going to be a little more pointed. So if we're talking about problems and solutions, we're going to focus on that. If we're talking about always being remarkable, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to give ideas and things on how to be more tactical and being our best. So we have these things called Caught Being Remarkable cards. Has anybody gotten one of these yet? Caught Being Remarkable cards? Okay, so Matt's gotten one, and there's other people that have gotten one. So these are, if we're out on a job site and one of the night heroes comes out and sees you being remarkable, or a customer calls up and gives a compliment on you, or we come out there and we see that you left an awesome gift or some cool cards on somebody's desk, you're going to get one of these Caught Being Remarkable cards. So these can be used in a couple different ways. I know sometimes the videos are a lot, and sometimes we got busy lives and we forget every once in a while. So these can be used to, if you missed a video by mistake, or you're not going to be able to watch one, you can use one of these to get a free pass on your video. So that's one way. Or if you want to, you can accumulate these things and they're worth cash. So because we want to make sure people are watching the videos, because that's how a greatest cleaning team can train together and be part together. Just like a big sports team, you always train, you always be, working towards being your best. So we want you to watch the video. So if you accumulate enough of these, they're worth cash. So 4 of them equals $25, and everybody's going to get one just for being in the room today, because that's being remarkable. So everybody's going to start off with one of these Caught Being Remarkable cards. So it comes in lots of different ways. So even if you come in here and you're grabbing a key or something, or you're taking time out of your day to stop in here and say hi to people, that's Caught Being Remarkable. I just want to be part of the team. So you'll get, and here's the thing, we're not perfect at giving these things out. Just because we see you and we don't forget to give one of these. These are coveted, but we don't want you to think that you're not being remarkable just because you're not getting them. And I was kind of hesitant on offering this program because of that reason, but I think that it's valuable, and it's going to help some of you guys out who would every once in a while when you miss a video like, dang, man, I don't want to miss my bonus. Yeah, I know. I'm even struggling to watch some of them sometimes because, again, world happens, life happens, and you just get out of your routine. So these will help out with that. So pay attention to these Caught Being Remarkable cards coming out, and over time, they might equal even more. So, 4 of them might equal $100 instead of $25 yet. We're just still trying to develop this program. And it's through feedback of remarkable team members like everybody in this room and everybody online that we're learning about how to do things like this. We're still trying to figure this out, guys. Like I said, nobody's got this world figured out. We're just trying to find efficient ways to make it through this world and try to be our best and surround ourselves by great people. So as we continue to develop as a company and we can continue to develop as a team, we can all raise up together because rising tide raises all ships. So we've got those things. And don't forget about our referral program. Since we are growing, since we have got lots of great opportunities, if you have a family member or a friend that's looking to be treated right on a team that cares and that you can make deposits into being your best and going out there and serving the community, if you know somebody, recommend us and then recommend them come out and try us out. And if they stick around for 3 months, you get a $100 gift card. So it's just a referral bonus. It's just because we know that if we put a mass ad out there, we're going to get 100 people that say, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. But they don't really want to be their best. They show up here and they're all proud. They're like, yeah, I can do this. I'll do everything. But as soon as we start saying, hey, we're going to hold you accountable, you're like, no, you're not. I've been around companies before. They're not going to come around and check on me. They're not going to care about this. And as soon as we start coming around and checking on people, they quit. They're like, oh, man, they weren't lying. They are going to hold me to a higher standard. They do want me to be my best. Oh, crap, I do have to actually do the work that I said I was going to do. I have to keep the promises to myself and my team. And as soon as that starts happening, people drop off, except for referrals. Referrals know what's going down. Referrals know because you're talking to them and saying, hey, look, it's a great team, a great environment, but they're going to hold you accountable. But you don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the slacker in the corner. You want to be the people up front and leading the community. So that's where the referrals come in, and that's why they're so valuable. So we have about a 10% retention rate. You guys hear that? 10% of people make it through the first 30 days of training or the first 30 days on the team, 10%. So if we have 100 people that come sit around this table and interview, and we bring 100 of them on, 10 of them are going to stick around. You guys might think, man, that's a lot. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of training to lose 90% of the people. But you guys should be proud of the fact that we're doing that and we're losing 90% of people because now you can walk around this clean impact pad, Sean, and be proud of the fact knowing that you're represented by the best. You're not represented by slackers that don't really care. You're not represented by people that you know aren't going to live up to their potential or leave a place dirty. So when you're walking around like, oh, you're with Clean Impact, and you guys really stink, man. My trash stinks more than you do. It's like, oh man, so you don't want that. So that's why these referrals come in at, and that's why we are very selective. That's why we hold people accountable so we can be our best together. And so you can be proud of the fact that you're part of the world's greatest cleaning team. So 10% of people stick around, about 80% of our referrals stick around. So that's a number that we really, really find valuable because, again, the resources of our team training, that's hard. That's hard. It's a lot of energy to go into something. And speaking of training, Brandon and Trina have been doing an amazing job training, and thank you guys very much for that. I really appreciate it. So you guys are doing an amazing job. But that being said, as superhuman as they are, they can't do it all. They can't do it all. So we're actually getting ready to hire another trainer. So if you have a servant's heart and you're a teacher and you want to be part of the most important part of Clean Impact, which is bringing up the next generation of people coming in and holding them up to our higher standards, if you're interested in that, let us know. Come in and talk to us. It's not a full-time thing. You're still going to be out there honing your skills, cleaning buildings, because that's important too. But we need people with a heart of a teacher that want to serve and that like to talk like me, and that can get our message across over and over and over again on what it takes to properly take care of somebody. Because cleaning is not. Everybody thinks, well, heck, I've been cleaning my room since I was 5 years old. I know how to clean. Everybody knows how to clean. That's not the case. That's not the case. Buildings are different. People are different. Every building's a different environment. Every culture is going to be different. You're going to come into a potluck one day and it's just a sloppy mess. You're going to come into a building that hasn't been taken care of, so people don't care anymore. So they throw their trash on the floor. Until we get to the point to where we're like, hey, you're being taken care of by professionals, people start taking care of their building for us because they know they're being taken care of. So if you have a trainer's heart, a teacher's at heart, let us know so we can get you guys, we can have the conversation. Even if you're just thinking about it and you want to learn a little bit more, just come in and talk to us. We can tell you what that looks like. We can tell you what it looks like as a bump in pay. We can tell you what it looks like. We have everything road mapped out. It's just being able to articulate and have fun with this process, because that's what it is. Nobody likes training. Everybody's like, man, this is boring. But if you're going there making a goofball out of yourself and telling stories and being goofy, people remember that stuff, and then it's more fun that way. Plus, you can have more fun entertaining yourself. So if anybody sat through orientation with me, it's goofy, it's fun, and I just enjoy it because that's what we need to do to stand out. If anybody has been on site with me in training, I know when me and Angie were together first thing 6 years ago, it was just us doing it. She knew how squirrely I was then. I'm still that squirrely nowadays. So is that right? A little bit worse, more squirrely. See? It's like a fine wine. I only get better. So it's like everybody else in this room. So that's what we have about the referral part. We talked a little bit last time about team helping team. the new location. That's going to be going live this week coming up. So, guys, we just ask that you pay attention to the team helping team. It's going to be a location on SWEP, just like the Clean Impact is our open forum that allows everybody in the whole company has access to Clean Impact on the SWEP app. So sometimes when all the dings and chimes and stuff are coming through, I know that's frustrating. Once we build our platform, it's not going to do that. But it's going to be a location that everybody has access to. It's a public forum that says, hey, I'm going to be out next week. Is there anybody wants to fill this job for me? Or if anybody, hey, I need some help. My kid's going to be in a play and it came up last minute. Can anybody help me? Or hey, hey, I'm looking for some extra hours. Who has something that they want? This is a place for us to have like somebody needs help with a job site or needs their shift covered or wants some extra hours or something like that. And it's like a matchmaking platform that allows us to talk to each other and find out. Does everybody still find that valuable? Is that going to be helpful?
Yes.
Because
Will that allow people to earn a bonus if they pick up a shift from them?
That's a good question. So as we're working through this stuff, we haven't thought about that part. This team helping team is just like paying it forward. So that's like you want to do it because your heart's right. So I think that's just going to be that part. Now, emergency floats, but it's because we're thinking like a week out or, before, if you want time off, just put 2 weeks in. That's cool. That's no problem. We have that unless it's like it was this week and next week for whatever reason, we can only have 10% of the workforce out on paid leave. That's all we have. What we can do. We're not a big enough company to support, 30, 40 people wanting to request time off. So if we're at that maximum capacity, like where you ask Leanne, hey, can I have this time off? She's like, I'm sorry, we have 10% of people are already out. That's when you want to use this forum. Say, hey, in 2 weeks, I know I'm not allowed to rest, but can somebody help me out? So it's a good question, Angie. And eventually maybe it will help earn the bonus back. But this is just like that, those vibrations that go out into the universe. If you want to pay it forward and feel that energy of being your best and know that when you're sitting there and you get goosebumps, you help somebody out, they're thinking about you. That's what this part of it is. So team helping team is going to be a valuable tool. And eventually this is going to morph into, as we continue to grow and develop technology, it's going to morph into a very digital, more of an out of work list where, hey, I want this. I've been at this building and it'll send you a text message. I've got this big vision of how it's going to work out, but that's expensive to build and we're not there yet. But this is a test platform to see if it's going to work. So it'll be fun. So team helping team. So another thing is, just like we talked about, we have our sexual harassment training. It's mandated by the state. It's a beautiful packet that's fun to read. And I would encourage you, if you want to fall asleep at night, you read that packet because there's a lot of stuff in there. It's like 50 pages long, but there is some good stuff in there. And you want to make sure that you're not in, it's sexual harassment, but it's harassment in general. Like you don't want people bad mouthing you or talking down to you. That's harassment. We don't need that stuff. So we need to be aware of when that stuff is taking place so we can inform us, so we can circumvent that and cut it out like the cancer that it is. We don't want anything like that within our operations because we want you guys to feel like you're part of the family. We want you to feel like you're part of something great. And if there's somebody treating you like crap, that's not the way we do things. So if you haven't filled out your sexual harassment thing digitally online, please do it. It might be in your spam box. It might be, it's going to come from Get Hired. It's not going to come from Leanne or Brittany. It's going to come from Get Hired. So check your spam box. If you haven't got it, let us know. We do have sheets in here that you can fill out if you're not tech savvy like me. I'm terrible tech savvy. And another thing, we have our surveys in here because whenever we're doing events like this, we talked about it before. Do you guys want cheap plastic junk up here or you want cash? We talk about cash. We want cash. So that's what we're doing on this. But the survey asks, like, what restaurants you like to eat at? What gift cards would you like to have? Would you rather have, what gifts would you like? So whenever we do catch a free remark and whenever we are able to give back, we want to know what you're getting. We want to know we're giving you something that you like. So if one of the night heroes wants to bring you a gift or like Mike, the Y hero out of the YMCA, or Xavier, the new Y hero out of the YMCA, if he wants to get his team a gift, we know what our team likes. So that's what we want to make sure that we have. And that's an important thing. And with Matt, when you see your team out of the YMCA, you want to know that what they like, or anybody that's leading a team at any of our schools or any of multiple places. We're going to have a lead on there that's doing our pregame huddles. Those are leads. You guys want to get your team a gift, get them a gift. We have a budget for that. You guys each have a budget to help get gifts for your team, but we want to get them something that we like. So think about that. Now, a couple of things from Leanne and from Mike. These are some important things. The first thing is calling off last minute, right? I mean, I get it. Things happen. Things pop up. On a rare occurrence, it should happen as an emergency. Most of the time, you're going to call off last minute because you're like, you know what? I just don't feel like going tonight. It's like, because you're sick in the morning. You're sick halfway through the day, but why would you wait until 4 o'clock to call off? That is not being remarkable, and that is a direct hit at the team, and that's a direct hit at your character too. So I know everybody in this room, that doesn't apply, and most everybody talking online, that doesn't apply there either. But it is an issue, and it's something that we have to talk about because it does cause stress to the team. It causes stress to Leanne trying to fill it out. It causes stress to our night heroes, Trina and Angie and LaShonda. It causes problems if we're trying to fill last minute. We just don't have the back end capacity to do that. But we never miss a clean. We never miss a clean. So when somebody's calling off, it's got to be either our emergency flows doing it, one of our night heroes doing it, one of the office staff doing it, or me doing it. We don't miss stuff. So we can't get to the point where we get to that because that takes away the consistency that we're looking for. So please don't call off last minute. If you're waking up that day, and most importantly, if you're calling off, don't fake being sick. I don't care if you want to call off. If you want to lose your bonus because you want to call off because you're not feeling, just say I'm not feeling today. At least you're being honest with yourself. At least we're not going to say, hey, man, I guarantee I've seen that dude call off a couple times. I know that's not the case. He can't be sick that much. Ain't nobody sick that much. So don't be foolish to yourself. You're not making a deposit. You can earn the bonus back if you just do it right. Call in early in the morning if you're not feeling it that day or whatever it is. But remember, when you do something like that, you're pulling somebody else away from their family. You're pulling somebody else away from their obligations. You're pulling somebody else away from their mission that they're trying to achieve that day. So you are causing ripples when you do it. And that's not what a team does. That's not what the world's greatest cleaning team does, because we know that we're serving our team and we're serving our customers. But most importantly, we're serving ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't give in to the weakness that everybody else gives into. That's just the path of least resistance. And you're going to end up where everybody else ends up at. And that's not what you want. That's not why you're here. That's not why you came to the best. That's not why you're being held accountable. And that's not why we have conversations like this. So please pay attention to those things. It's just about being remarkable. So the investments that everybody sees coming out, if you've been with the company for over a year, January 1, your investments you'll see a deduction on your paycheck. And that first time it hit, everybody's like, what is this money coming out of my check for? That was an automatic thing mandated by the government. If you don't opt out of it, you're automatically opted into it. And anybody that's with the company right now, after a year, you're automatically going to be opted into that too. And that comes out, that's 5% of your check comes out every time the check happens. And then Clean Impact matches that, another 5%. So you're putting in 5% of your money, then you get 100% free money from us. We're going to match the same thing. So while it was confusing at first and it caused some problems at first with everybody, I think it's a good thing, right? You're being forced into savings. You're being forced into opening up a 401k, and that's your money. That's not our money. That's your money. No matter what, that's your money. Except for the match part, there's an opting period. So our 5% that we're adding in, if you're with us for a year, that's not vested yet. You have to be vested with us in order to get our match part, but your money that you put in is automatically yours. So the vesting period for the 5% of our match is like one year you get a certain percent of it. Year two, you get a certain percent. After 33 years, you get all of it, all the match and all your money. So it's a good way to save. It's a good way to invest in your future. And if you already noticed it being out and you can survive without it, keep it going. Keep it going. There's no reason not to. Now, it was hard. It was hard for us to budget for this because I wasn't ready for it either. So when I saw $10,000 coming out of the account for investments, I was like, woo, that's a little steep. That's a little steep, this paycheck. So that's an extra, that's not $10,000 a month. That's $10,000 per pay period. So you have to understand that that's an investment that the company's making in all of you guys too. At the end of the month, it does take away from things, but it's adding to the value of your life in the future. And you have to make those investments both now and in your future. So if you do want to opt out of that, we can talk about that. If you're happy where it's at, I'm glad that's working out that way. So let's keep growing together and keep being our best together. There's very few other companies. Now we have federal guidelines say if you have over a certain amount of employees, you have to offer a 401k. But there is no mandate anywhere that says you have to match that 401k. That's a gift that we want to do. That's how we attract the best. And that's how we show that we appreciate the hard work that you're putting into it. So that match is a gift, just like the bonus is a gift. That bonus is hard to earn. Everybody will agree with that. You got to show up. I mean, I guess it's not hard if you're remarkable, which most people are, but it's a lot of things you have to do on your own time. You have to show up to these meetings. You have to watch the videos. You have to comment on them. You have to be part of the culture. You have to do your checklist every night. You have to take the right pictures. There's a lot of deposits that have to be made to earn that bonus, but that's earned. You guys want to earn it. And I'm sad that not more people earn that bonus. I don't know. I'm not sure. Some people just like, I don't need extra $2 an hour. Man, that's a lot of money. $2 an hour, man, you're looking at an extra 10, 15% of your paycheck. That's a lot of money, extra 10% for just doing something that makes you better. You're making yourself better and you get 10, 15% more money. How would you not want to take that? I'm blown away by that. But sometimes when I see that money coming out, I'm glad some people don't do it though. Because again, that is another investment that we're making into you. And those aren't cheap. That's another 10, 15,000 that comes out. That's overhead that comes out, but it's an investment in you and it's an investment in the company and it's an investment in our community is the way I look at it too. I'm not talking this stuff to say, look how much money we're spending. I'm saying, look how much we can invest back into each other because of the work that you're doing, because of the professionals that you are. That's why we can do that. It's not because of the gift that we're going to do it. It's only because you guys are putting in those deposits that allows us to show the value to our customers to be able to charge more so we can do these things. It's not because of us. That's because everybody in this room and everybody online is making those deposits. So thank you guys, and everybody should be thanking each other for allowing this to be able to happen. So that's a kudos to you, not anything else. And I wasn't trying to say that for any other reason, but thank you guys for allowing us to be able to do that, for being your best. So I really appreciate that part of it. Almost the last thing. We have new task sheets that are being delivered to all of our job sites. New task sheets. Old task sheets need to be thrown away. We're still seeing, even though we have new task sheets on job sites, we're still seeing pictures of the old task sheets. We want to get rid of those. And you're gonna say, how do I know the difference between the new one and the old one? The first part on the front of the new ones, you used to have like, what day of the week is it? Like, is it the first Saturday, first Sunday, or whatever it is? We took that away because that was kind of confusing. So we took that part of it off. And then you'll see on the special job or the extra time tasks, you'll see like empty boxes and stuff, like not as uniform. That's because I did that one. It was kind of, So now somebody else more professional made it more clean. So it looks a lot better now. So it's just, again, the improvements that we can make because of the awesomeness in this room and the work that you guys doing. We're still trying to make improvements, and we're always trying to be our best too. I'm not just asking you guys to be your best without pushing me harder than anybody that you can imagine. I'm harder on myself than anybody could ever even think about doing. And I'm sure you guys are the same way. So, but we're always trying to make improvements. So if you question, is this a new task list or an old task list? Just, you can ask first off, you can send a picture like, is this the new one, the old one, and we can respond back to it. So just pay attention. So I know the night heroes whenever they were dropping them off, they were taking the old ones out, but sometimes maybe, they weren't with them and they said, I'll throw them away later. So just get rid of those and keep your new ones coming in.
Most of them have the night hero number written on
Like in pen. Okay. So at the top of it, it'll have the night hero phone number written up top in pen or permanent marker. So that's how you can tell the new one. That's a good point too. Then we have our mop heads and our towels. Guys, we've got to make sure that we're hanging our mop heads up whenever and especially when we're done with them. Don't just throw them in a bag and let that funkiness turn even more funky. Because we come here and we open those things up. It's like, damn, it's funky. And I'm the one that's having to open these things up sometimes too, and it's not fun to do. So just imagine that you're the one in a week is going to have to open that bag up and take those towels out of there, and think about that whenever you're putting them away. So just hang them over the side of your bucket. Let them dry off. It only takes a day or so for them to dry off, and then you can put them in your bucket and then put them in your bag so we can come and pick them up. Same thing with your towels. If those things are soft and wet, hang those things over the side of your bucket. Don't reuse them again. Once they're dry, just let them dry, put them in there. So that way it helps out both with the weight, because sometimes when we're carrying those bags out, it's going to leave that nasty slug trail. That little swirly mark of goo on the floor, on the carpet. Like that happens too. When we're supposed to be the ones cleaning and we're taking our rags out, our towels out, and it's leaving that trail on the floor, and that's gross. We already know when we get here, it's going to be even more funky. It makes the cars smell all goofy. It makes for a bad product. So please, everybody, pay attention. Hang your mops up in the bucket. Hang your towels up over the bucket. Let them dry. You don't have to be all the way dry, but we just don't want them wet and funky. So please help us out with that. And there's been a lot of people doing a great job with that. So that's not like a blanket statement. Everybody is doing terrible. I'm just saying we can all get better a little bit at a time. So please pay attention to that. That allows us to be our best again. And plus, when the customer walks in there, because you're being remarkable and you've kept their building so clean, and they're like, well, I'm out of paper towels. I'm going to go in there and fill the paper towels up. I'm going to help the cleaning team because they're always so good to me. They're going to go in there and grab that roll of paper towels, and they're going to smell that closet all funky. And they're like, ooh, dang, what else is funky in this place? So if one thing's funky, they're going to wonder what else is funky. Just like if one thing's dirty, what else did they miss? If I missed this, what else did they miss? So we want to prevent our customers from going to look, because there's no such thing as a perfect clean. As hard as we work and as professionals we are, we're going to miss things. We don't need them going out and look for things. We want our night heroes going out looking for things so we can catch it before they can catch it. So that's a very important part of being a professional, being our best, is circumventing and trying to prevent the Easter egg hunt of them going out and find something, because they're always going to be able to find something, just like we can always find something, just like you can always find something. There's no such thing as perfect. So keeping your mop heads clean or keeping them not funky and your towels not funky is a really good way to do that. What else? That's all I had tactically wise. I don't want to belabor this because I sure could. But I like to talk. You know that already. But what do we have question wise? We're into a new year. How's your resolutions going? Where you feel like you're being at personally? Is there anything that we can do to serve you with? What would you like to see different? Let's lay it on the table so we can all be better. I'm not going to say another word till somebody talks. Yes, sir.
I know we was talking about when Sam was coming over the meeting, we was talking about a QR code for like leaving comments.
Uh-huh.
for, people saying, the bathroom's really clean or whatever the case at different buildings? Is
Yes.
that something that we're doing or trying or?
That's something that we tried a couple times, but what we noticed that it kept breaking and kept failing. So I think we were just using the wrong system. And it was landing in the wrong spot. So because Swept offered something like that, but it's really clunky and it's not working. So I think we need to go outside and find our QR codes that go to a dedicated email. So that way, when everything's coming through, it's a dedicated email instead of getting lost in junk boxes. So that's what was happening before. And then we get a lot of goofy stuff, man. You'd be amazed when you put a code out there and let people put pictures on there or something. The goofy stuff that you see on there, it's kind of crazy sometimes. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? I don't want to see you picking your nose on camera. You don't have to show me a picture in your book. I don't care about that, It's really gross. So, I mean, it's a great concept, but people are broken, man. This is weird. You leave a scan code like, how we doing, man?
Never thought about
Yeah, you see some goofy stuff, and it's kind of disturbing sometimes. I'm like, I'd rather not see some of that stuff. So, yeah, people are weird. Great concept. It's in principle, it works really good, but in application, it's a lot to go through. You get disturbed. Can you imagine what you can see on those pictures? Like you leave a picture in a scan code in a locker room, say, hey man, if anything's funky, let us know what kind of funky stuff you see in there. About this old man over here. I don't want to see that.
Yep, I'm done with these.
Yeah.
Who else wants to search through the
That's exactly right. So it's kind of weird, but what else? What's something else we can improve on? What's something that you guys see? Well, I mean, all these things that we're making improvements on are coming from our team. It's coming from being out in the field. It's coming from trying things and not getting them right. So you guys are our best eyes.
Another thing I was thinking, how you talk about the mop heads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't we have like a basis, 2 weeks of changing mop heads or something like that, maybe on the checklist or something for each building, unless there's some crazy mess or puke or something like that you really need to change your mop heads.
And that's a great idea. So Matt was asking if we could have like a set time when we're going to change our mop heads, so we can check it off saying that we've done it. It's a great idea, and tactically trying to figure out. We used to have something like that where we were doing that, but a 5-day building is going to be different. And whenever you start putting things on checklists, people are like, "This is what I'm doing." They don't, it's hard to deviate from that sometimes. So it's like if I said I'm going to do it every week, but I cleaned up puke, they're like, it's not a week yet. I'm still going to keep cleaning with it. So I think it's just about just like the awareness part of it. So that's what we're trying to increase is the awareness. So it's a great idea. And I love a checklist. I'm down with checklists, man. We get checklists for everything. I would be a happy man. But you just got to have that feel.
Everybody changing their mop head around the same time, and then, when it came to washing them and cleaning them, then, most of them would be getting cleaned at the same time too. And then, that you're not walking around with a funky mop in your building or whatever, because Thursday was the day you're supposed to change it. So
I like that concept. And what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think?
I changed mine on Friday because it's good.
Fridays?
Even if it's like each building, sets it for their own little building or their own team or themselves or whatever.
So we'll leave a blank line as like the day to change your mop head, and whoever's working that building can put in the date that they want.
I changed mine on Friday because it gives your mop a chance to dry out for the weekend if you're not working on the weekend. So I work with a different company, and that's what we always did. So that's what I do. So when I come in on Monday, that mop head is dry. So then I put it into the bucket.
I like that.
So that works for me. I don't really want to change that because that works good for me.
Well, that's a great point.
Is your building a 5-day building?
No, it's a 3-day.
A 3-day building?
Yeah, but if it's not really dirty, sometimes it won't change if I don't have a good mop head.
Right.
But that's generally the rule that I do.
Yeah.
And it works well because the mop is dry.
Yeah.
The mop head's dry, when I get back.
Well, that's a great, and so what Terry was mentioning is if you do it on the last day of your shift of the week, then it has all weekend long to dry out. So that way, when you come in the first day of the shift, it's already dried out. So I like that idea. And I
also change, I take it off.
take it off of it.
Monday, and I take the mop head off and I hang it on the bucket and I put a clean one on so that Monday I can just grab it and go.
So again, preparing yourself for the next time you're there. So you're making that deposit into your next time. So you get there, it's ready to rock and roll.
And it's a habit. So think about it because you're doing it.
Yes.
Usually if I notice that there's not been a mop head in your towel bucket all week, If they say, oh, I'm saying something to you.
Like you've been rolling with this thing for a month long or what? What's going on?
I like that a lot. I like
mean,
that.
It's different for us now that we're at the YMCA. Now I'm at the YMCA because we have our own washer and dryers.
Yeah.
We wash our own mop heads and our own towels and
Yep.
things, rags and things like that. But I still kind of want a baseline of when we're changing the mop heads, and if somebody's coming filling in, they know, like the mop head was just changed, so I don't have to change it. It's nice and clean.
Like that idea too, for when people are filling in. That's a great thing. Just like we have our check, we know what day we're on.
Yeah, they don't know if it's dirty, if it's clean, if it's been on there for a month.
Yep.
Unless they physically like smell it or something like that, but everybody, we don't want to be going around smelling mop heads, really, if you don't have to.
You don't, because what happens is you get excited about smelling and you stick your face on it next and it touches your nose. I've done that way too many times.
Yeah.
That's what makes me grossed out now just thinking about it. So would it be best if we had on the bottom of it, like the day the mop head was changed, the last day of the shift that we want to change our mop head, and then you check it off when you changed it, so everybody, I don't want to make it like complicated. I want to make a habit of it. Like Terry said, this is her habit. This is how she does it.
Maybe just mark the day or the date or something like that.
Day or the date.
Yeah, so.
I'm like her, I change mine every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah.
Best thing might be just to put on there last change and then the date.
Yeah.
Instead of, change on.
Last change. Yeah. I like that.
And then just fill it out with the date.
Okay.
Last change it, and then everybody will know when they come in. Look
And
at
then
the
I check my
checklist.
vacuum bag every couple weeks.
Every couple of weeks, every couple of weeks, if you're in there like but every 5-day account, you got, and especially if you're bouncing around, how much you've been picking up, and you'd be surprised how much it picks up. So when we're training back here on this floor, just like Trina and I were talking about the other day, the floor looked clean. It was shiny and beautiful. I said, guys, here's why we want to make sure we're dry wiping. We want to sweep this thing before we mop it. I'm gonna show you why. It looks clean, doesn't it? Everybody's like, yeah, that floor is clean. Ain't nothing wrong with it. As soon as we started sweeping, how much dust came up off of that thing? A lot. So you just don't know. So changing your vacuum bag, it might not look like there's very much because you haven't been hearing it like hitting it. But there's a lot more than we think sometimes. So checking that vacuum bag is absolutely critical. Sweeping those floors before you mop is absolutely critical, because I'm gonna save some time by not sweeping this thing. I'm just gonna mop. But your mop water gets so dirty so fast if you don't get that junk up off the floor. And then you gotta walk all the way back to the closet. Then you gotta walk all the way back to where you're at again. And you gotta sit there and wait for the mop to fill up. And you gotta whistle while you work. It's like it's pointless, guys. We're not circumventing time by skipping steps. We're making it better. Trust me. And I like to think I figured out the fastest way to do things, because I'm an efficiency geek and that's what I love doing. But there's still ways we can make improvement. But I know skipping and sweeping is not one of them. I promise you that's not the case. I love that, Matt, that you brought that up about the mops and changing out and setting a date. And I love the fact that you're talking about on Friday, because it gives time to open up over the weekends. And I love that we're able to come up with these together. So that is freaking awesome, man. That's really cool. So, yep. That's the only way we can get better. That's the only way we can provide this service to our customers. That's the only way we can undercut these, because there's guys out there that are saying that I can clean this building for half the price that they're charging. They really are. And Sam deals with it all the time. As we're out there talking to customers, they're like, I'm not paying that much. Why would I pay that much? Well, it's because you got consistency. It's because you got people that are proud of what they're doing. It's because you got redundancies. It's because you got night heroes checking on them. It's because we don't miss cleans. It's because we have all these layers going on. That's why. And it's because we have the world's greatest. It's because we have the professionals. Look what we're doing. Look what they're talking. Look what our team is talking about. Look how they're treating each other. Look at the things that they're doing. This is what these videos are doing for our customers. They see all this. All this stuff is live for our customers to see too. I didn't edit this thing. All the videos we put out every week on YouTube, our customers can see those things too. I don't make them private. I don't make them unlisted. I want everybody to see what the Clean Impact team's up to. And that's why we provide more value. That's why we can match 401k. That's why we can do paid vacation stuff. That's why we can do all the things they're doing. That's why we can do hundreds of dollars worth of gifts up here. That's why we can do tens of thousands of dollars worth of gifts on Christmas time. That's why we can do what we're doing. It's because of professionals like you in this room, because of the conversations we're having. But we have to continue to provide that elevated value. Guys, don't forget about the $20 a month you have per customer that you serve to buy them a gift. Don't forget about the fact that we'll pay you $5 per card that your kids draw or your nephews draw or you draw, and you color in and write something on it and leave it on somebody's desk. That's $5. So so you don't have to go out and shop for stuff. If you want to write a note to somebody, let us know. That's worth $5 to us. And it makes you, as the professionals that you are, people love that stuff. If you're looking at their bookshelves and you see that they like a certain author, grab a book. They'll never forget that. They'll never stop thinking about you, and they'll never stop complimenting the fact that you thought about somebody else, not yourself. That doesn't go away. use that budget up. Use that budget up. And if you don't want to, if you like, and I know money's tight sometimes, you might not have the float of $20. Come in and get $20 from us. We'll give it to you. Then show us the receipt. Or maybe you don't want to go shopping for a gift. We've got a whole rack full of gifts in there that you can take out to your customers and drop a little note on there for it. That's what we have these things for. That's what we want to do these things for, because it helps you be perceived as a professional that you are. So when you walk in there, you can be proud of the fact that they care about you. You can be proud of the fact that they're not going to blow their nose on something and throw it on the floor and rub it in because they know the cleaner's going to take care of it. They're not going to do that to people they respect. They're not going to do that to people that are going above the rest of the riffraff. They're just not. And so please use those things. And it benefits all of us, and it benefits you most importantly. So anything else that we can serve? Anything else we can do better? Everybody's like, you can raise your hand right now. I'm going to choke you. So I know how that goes. All right, cool. So that's it. We're going to give away some gifts. For those of you online, you're going to miss out on the gifts. I can't wait to go back through and read these comments, because I know online we're getting just as many great comments as we're having in here. Please, guys, read through these comments before you check out of this thing, because there are some really good things in here. The best learning from the best. And the same thing over here. Denzel. Yeah, so we're going to go through and look at these things, because this stuff is important. So those of you guys, before you sign off, what I want you to leave in the comment line here is one thing that we can do to serve you better. So everybody online, in order to get credit for being on here, to make sure you made it to the end, I want you to leave something on there of one thing that we can do better. And don't just say, I agree with this person. Come up with something, that one thing we can do better, one thing we can serve you better, one process, one system we can be better at. And that way you can get credit for being online. So I'm going to wait, let this thing run for a little while so y'all can leave those comments, and we're going to give away some gifts in the meantime. Thank you so much for doing this. Okay. Thank you. Yes, please. All right. So we have envelopes up here that have some money in them. We have one. Got it mixed up. So the adults are marked as A for adult, and you can have a choice. If you're the first one up here, you can choose to have this basket here that you can give away to your sweetie on or Valentine's Day or whatever's coming up, or you can hug up next to it and watch a movie on yourself or read a book. It's got a book card, has some champagne here, a little glass for one. So. Be honest with you, something I bought at an auction we were going to give away at Christmas time, and I just forgot. So let's hear. All right, first person. Brandon. I bet Brandon's going to get the blanket and the wine.
My sister saw me too, but no.
Yeah. Grab an envelope with an A on it, and then pick a name out of the pile.
Mom.
Ah, man, nepotism at its finest. Nepotism at its finest. All right. Beautiful thing. Envelope.
Is that my handwriting?
Yeah. Miss Rhonda, where'd she go? She's went inside.
Rhonda. She's like, what?
So you can even have this beautiful gift here, or you can have an envelope with an A on it. You want a box number one? No whammy. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Rhonda, will you grab one card out of here, please?
Denise.
Denise. All right. Oh, so we have Spring Fling is going to be coming up. Just so everybody plan ahead a little bit. March, second Saturday in March, we're definitely going to be live in person. Think about this one here. All right. It's got slippers. It has a Barnes & Noble card. I'm sorry, Denise, would you grab one of these for me, please?
Is that March or April?
March is going to be live in person. April is going to be the Spring Fling. So second Saturday in April will be the Spring Fling, but March we're going to be live in person again here too. Jessica. And so next to Huddle, just so everybody can plan ahead, we are going to have a biscuit and gravy casserole. So that's a fun one. My son,
Gravy
gravy casserole. That's one my son asked me to do. So yes, ma'am.
Is it okay if I bring donuts?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. Oh, it's okay to bring donuts. Anybody ever said no to donuts?
Mellow cream donuts.
Mellow cream donuts. Yes. And Angie V. Thank you. Yes, you bet. All right, so we have one more for the adults. Please let it be me. Please let it be. Samuel, Sam. All right. And all the kids, they're gonna get something too. So.
Are we gonna get some juice with that breakfast casserole?
Yeah, you know that's what I said. You must have missed that part. The one thing I forgot when I was shopping was freaking juice. So.
And that's not like you.
I know. And I thought about it this morning. I was like, I'm just gonna run and go grab some.
Jill
But-
wasn't with you to help bring my house.
I know. So that's what it is. My wife and my kids, or my wife and my daughter, had to travel to Bloomington for my daughter's last basketball game and tournaments today in Bloomington. So that's where they're at. Otherwise, they'd be here too. So, guys, I appreciate it. Hang around. Arcade's open. I would say let's go for a walk in the woods, but I ain't going out there right now. So, but I will say too, plan on it. Like last year, we didn't do any paintball. We didn't play any paintball at all. But this year, I plan on playing some more paintball. So if you guys want to come out and do shot or shoot at me, we can have fun with that stuff too. Oh, there's those cups are sitting out there. Oh.
Well, maybe you can cut some up and oh, you know, that would be better. Why do you want that? I know, right? Sam is such a great guy. I think Kirk forgot about the kids. What's he doing?
Because of the weather.
Taylor still working on that?
Who? Taylor Field? Who? Nah, he ain't quit. He just probably working. He had a couple years ago.
Yeah, he probably taking y'all there.
Yeah, man. Wow.
He was, I don't think he can do it.
I'm gonna do the wayside.
I see your name on that place, you got man. It's like it over there. You know? Slow. They want to be cool, but they just say that it is over. Murphy, you ain't got to now. You should know me now, Murphy. I called you, Murphy. Hey, Murphy. Oh, you see, this still my hand. Murphy, yeah. I don't know about Murphy.
I know, right?
We are good to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for
Yep,
coming.
yep, yep.
We're gonna come out on Tuesday. Mike and I are to talk to you and the team. So just let them know that you're gonna be a lead out there. So.
It'll
All
work.
right, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you. It's good to
That's
see
what I'm
you.
talking
Thank you
about.
so much for coming out today.
Yeah, me, you, and Brandy.
Are you writing your name on the?
These can be, so these can count as coffee and remarkable for anybody that doesn't have to.
Yeah, and we can
Okay,
like.
you guys, I know you're All right, where are the kids at?
They're all running around because you lost your mind.
You're a kid at heart? Me too. Yeah. Here, somebody draw a name.
Me, no.
Oh, you might be in it too.
I'm in like the middle.
You're in the middle, but I don't remember which, I don't know which file. Angie, which file did you put?
It's you.
her in, man? Remember?
Did I pick my own name?
You pick your own name? It's good, you get to pick
Wow.
your own. And then draw another name. Don't pick yourself again. Don't do it again. No.
You gonna pick somebody else's?
You pick your name again. You're cheating. Riker. Riker, you get to pick a name next.
Yeah. You don't know?
That would be me. Hope it's me.
Joe.
Joe!
Joe.
Oh, the kid!
Yeah.
You put it right down the table.
Cute kid.
All right.
Little kid.
Katie, where's
She's in the bathroom.
She's in the bathroom, and then
Oh, well, she's
You
the
get
one
one
holding
too.
it up.
You want me to go grab, you want me to
Matthew.
go get another thing of?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Katie's. We're just gonna take it from her.
All right, perfect.
You still live?
Riker's going to get yours
You
for you.
still live?
No, he's done.
Are you still live?
Oh, I am, aren't I?
Oh, people's already.
What's up? In the stream. All right, good. All right.